Hello, my name is Stanley Wany. I'm an artist from Montreal of Afro-Caribbean descent. And right now I'm studying at UQAM, my MFA. So my background is a bit all over the place. My grandfather on my mom's side comes from Trinidad and Tobago. And my mom's mom is Cuban, and my dad is from Cuba also. But I was born in Haiti, so I'm kind of Caribbean person. So my work as a graphic novelist has always been to kind of try and map out the psyche or the unconscious. I always feel that the interesting stories are inwards more than outwards. And that has informed my large-scale drawing in the sense that it's the same thing that I would take 100 pages to try and show. I now use large-scale drawing to show. And I use different techniques or tactics to show the exact same thing. And to me, that's really interesting because it goes in the sense of having a conversation again with the person you're interacting with. I use a lot of acrylic medium. I use acrylic paint, China ink or India ink, and charcoal. But more and more my practice is shifting towards working with colonial material like coffee, sugar, and so on and so forth. Specifically, the way I draw is I scratch a lot in the material that I use, because to me, scratching is akin to remembering. So when you scratch the surface, you go below the surface. To me, it's like remembering something. The subject matter that I mainly focus on kind of shifted the past few years. I wanted to create a space in which the spectator could live and experience more directly, could feel more directly, which graphic novels do not allow me to do. And so to me, it's very important to create that space because it's a space of dialogue, first and foremost, of these subject matters that are really important to me, but might not be important to the spectator. Not because the spectator is racist or whatever, but just because the spectator might come from a place of not knowing. And to me, it's really important to have that conversation about this hidden history. So for those who chose the sea is about those ancestors who actually chose to jump off the boat rather than continue to slavery. The main question to me was like, what would it take for somebody to actually do that? And I know in a lot of first culture people, there's that sense that death is not an end, that you go back to your ancestors. And so to me, it became an act of first defiance and of courage. I wanted to show that Europeans did not go get slaves in Africa. They went to get people to enslave. And I wanted to show the humanity of these people. I wanted to show their last hours. And for those who chose the sea, basically captures the last few hours on Earth of these three ancestors who chose the sea. So that's what the work is about. It's very important to me to tell the narrative that African history is human beings' history. It's humanity history. The suffering of one people encompasses the suffering of everybody. You know, I think it's really important for people to know that once you lose the faculty of seeing the humanity in the other, you kind of lose your own humanity. And it's important because, I mean, history, so we're in a postmodern world. History has been left behind. Every day you hear stuff that to me just doesn't make sense, you know? And I think now more than ever, it's important to me to arc back, you know, and tell the history of those people that have been forgotten by history, and to tell another side, the other side of this history that the culture is trying so hard to forget right now. Being Afro-Caribbean, we have this rapport to the sea. If you read Edouard Glissant, for Edouard Glissant, the sea is a space. It's inhabited, and it links us rather than separates us from Africa. And so to me, for those who chose the sea, means several things. But I think in this case, to me, it's the link to your history, to your ancestry. I think it's Dr. Cornel West who said it best. Black people should get a Nobel Prize because for all that we've gone through, and to still be able, to have joy, to still be able to create, to still be able to have compassion is an amazing thing. To me, Black people use pain and suffering like an artist would use a brush. With pain and suffering, we have James Baldwin, we have jazz, we have blues. This history is important history. And I think going forward, if we are to survive as a humanity, and not just Black history, but Indigenous history, like the history of the people who lost, the people who have been forgotten and pushed aside, will be of the utmost importance. Thank you.
Really good.
Thanks. Oh, good. I didn't think I'd made it, but I did.
You did very well. Thank you so
Can
much.
I sleep under the table now?